Hi, Rob Andrews here. So a number of you have asked me to do a video, actually a series of videos on process and business development and a whole bunch of other things. So I thought I would start with the Foresight process itself. And this is the purpose of this video is just to summarize the process, its origins, why it was developed, how it's evolved, all those kinds of things, and then we'll go back and do subsequent videos on each individual section of the process. So just to try to give you some color, so the process started to be developed in on or around March of 1994. And I got back into the search business after having been in retail for 10 years, decided to commit myself to the profession forever, and started to notice almost immediately, within several weeks of getting back into the business, that gee whiz, almost one in every two executive hires go bad within 2 years. Now, I didn't know the statistic at that point, but anecdotally, it just became clear that a lot of people are placed in jobs where they don't stay. And so that caused me to start doing a number of things to try to mitigate, these failures. I started to ask questions of clients and candidates alike, and I'd get resumes on executives who had stayed in jobs for a very short periods of time, and so I would ask questions, and I started to keep records. I remember talking to one gal, and this was, way into the process. This was probably 10 years or so ago, who moved her family here to Houston from Norway into a CFO job that was predestined to fail. And she was placed by one of the major search firms, one of the major global brands, and it was a terrible cultural mismatch. She was a great gal, great candidate, great CFO. The company was great, great trajectory, had lots of good things going for them. But the cultural mismatch between the CEO and this lady was huge, because this guy was a 90-hour week, hard charging, character, and this gal's one of her primary uh, objectives was work-life balance. She had three small kids, or three school-age kids, so she had to be home by 6 o'clock every night for dinner. And so anyway, I started to see that there were all these disconnects, and we'll get into all the specifics later, but suffice it to say that over a period of 22 years, this thing that's now called Foresight has been developed and has evolved. It will continue to evolve. And what I want everyone to understand is that the Foresight process is not something that should be viewed, I'm well aware that it is, but it shouldn't be viewed as a big pain in the you-know-what. It shouldn't be viewed as something that's going to shackle you. It shouldn't be viewed as something that's going to handcuff you or hinder you or slow you down or any of those things. It's your tool bag. It's like the doctor's tool bag. It's designed to make your job easier and not harder. So it's the steps in the Foresight process have evolved over this long period of time because we know that they need to take place. Not every time, in every search exactly the same way. You have plenty of flexibility. There are ways to tweak the process. There are ways to tweak the templates. As a matter of fact, they absolutely should be tweaked. But not following the process, we have shown over and over and over again, results in bad results. So I would invite you to embrace the process, to think about it as something that's going to make your life easier, not harder. I'm well aware that some of these things look very daunting, that the process looks very long, the questionnaires are long, there are many steps in the process, it looks incredibly complex. Trust me, as someone who has conducted many, many, many searches, most of which without the benefit of research or associate or principal support, this process will make your job much, much, much easier. If that's not intuitive, you have to go through it a few times before you get that. But we have an individual in our ranks who has been in search for 23 years, who has done it, about every way you can do it. And he would tell you that the process has taken, easily 20% of his workload off of him, and maybe more. So it's designed to help you. It's not designed to hurt you. So embrace the process and think about it as your tool bag, as the doctor's tool bag. Learn to use it. Learn to tweak it, where appropriate, and enjoy it. It'll serve you well. And we'll start shortly on a series of videos on the individual steps, starting with the needs analysis and cultural assessment. Okay, thanks a lot.